Hi everyone, welcome back to new tutorial. In our last tutorial, we have seen how we can load simple data using Dataflow. Now, in this tutorial, we are going to learn about how we can load complex data using Dataflow. So, here are the lookup and choice data type, and we are going to load data in these two data types using Dataflow. So, without wasting time, let's get started. We have created this student table in our last tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to use this student family and we are going to load data in this student family table. Here you can see column name and data type, like ID is a text type and member name is a text. Relation would be choice, father, mother, brother, sister options with a student would be a lookup and it will be a lookup of the student table, and contact number would be text. Fine. So I have already created table for you. So if you guys will see, just click on this box. Okay, fine. So I have created all these columns, like these two are the main column, like relation is a choice and student is a lookup. Now if you will see, student is a lookup of student table. Yep, we can see related table is a student and relation is a choice. Okay, it's loading. So now we can see choice. Fine. Now the thing is, we are going to use the value of this choice for loading data in this table, and we are going to use students key for loading data in student column. Like we have created, if you will see, we have created the key for a student is, let's just open this student table and go to the keys, and as we can see here, for student the key is ID column in that student table. So what we will have to pass for student lookup data type, we will have to pass the ID of student so that it can match and update the lookup column. So let's see the data here. So here is the data which we are going to use. We are going to load this data: member name, relation, contact number, student ID, and family number. So I have created family number as a key column in family member table, and this is the student ID, and which is a key columns value we have, like for student. So we have student ID and contact number and relation we can see father, mother, brother, and sister. Now we are going to see, and we are going to just transform this using Dataflow so that we can load it in our Dataverse table, and member name is totally text. So let's create a new Dataflow here. Just click on new Dataflow and I'm going to name it family member data flow. Fine. And the SharePoint folder is this one, and we are going to use URL from here. So if you haven't watched how we can create connection settings for Dataflow, for SharePoint folder Dataflow, so you can watch my last tutorial and you can know about how we can create connection. Click on next. So here we can see this is the file, and I can see my shared inside the shared folder Vox's Dataflow. So inside this Vox's Dataflow we have family member data. So I'm going to click on this binary and I'm going to click on this transform data. So it will take a few seconds and it will load table, or what we can see. Yep, here we can see our family member. Fine. So click on this Excel again, and now we can see, yeah, it's loading for us, and now we can see the sheet 1, and inside the sheet 1 we have table. Just click on this table and it will just load data for us. It will take a few seconds. Yep, now we can see our data, the same data from this list. Now we can see it in our data flow. Now what we are going to do, we are going to use student ID for student lookup and relation for relation choice. But how to transform this data? So if you will see here inside the column and relation and choice, edit choice. Now what we will have to do, we will have to replace father text with this value. So just click on relation and click on this replace value. Okay, now replace value, just type here father with this. Now let me just copy from mother, and we are going to do same for all. Replace values and mother and paste here. Okay, brother, replace values, brother, paste, and similarly for sister. So now we can see here we have replaced all text with the value of choice, and we have ID for student lookup column. So we have ID of student, we have value of relation choice. Now we will load data using this. We are going to load it in existing table, and I'm going to select it here, my custom table is student family, and the key of this student family is student family key. I have already created key for this table, if you will see here. So keys, so here I have created student family key. And if you haven't seen my first tutorial, so you can just go back to my first tutorial and you can see how to create key and how to use it in Dataflow. So I am going to choose here student family key, and for this contact number I'm going to choose contact number, family member name, Vox's ID. So ID would be family member ID. This is the ID column for family. Vox's relation, so relation, student Vox's ID, student ID. Yep. So here you will see the notice this thing. This is the name of table student, and this is the column of ID. voxes underscore id. This is the id column of the student table. So we have already passed the id, and now what we are going to do, we are going to just click on next, and publish. It will take a few minutes, and then we can see all data in our family member data flow. So it is in progress. Now done. We can see the green tick here. So it means the data loaded successfully. Now go back to your data table and click on edit. Now we can see here, I'm just going to, now we can see here the student, family name, relation. If you will see here, relation is a choice, and once I'll click on this one, so and I'm clicking on this student. So now we can see here student is a lookup. I can remove this one if I'll type something here, so we can see the list from student table. So we can see how we have loaded complex data using the data flow. If you haven't watched my first video tutorial related to data flow, just go back to my first tutorial and watch there how we can load simple data using data flow. So that's all for this complex data tutorial, and in next video we will see how we can use data flow in our real-time projects. And if you haven't watched, so watch that video first, and please don't forget to subscribe and like our channel, and bye bye guys, have a great rest of it. Thanks.